Daf Yomi, Tractate Sanhedrin, page 25a, top of the page with the words Amosai, Uvameh, Eno Ella Lefaresh Divrei Chachamim. When does this halacha apply? Or in what case is this statement said? He intends only to explain the statement of the rabbis, not to disagree with them. Rabbi Yochanan Amar, Amosai Lefaresh Uvameh Lachlok, L'chuli Alma, Amosai Lefarish, who granted, Rabbi Yochanan disagrees with Rabbi Yehoshua ben Levi and says that only the term, what does this halacha apply? When does this halacha apply? Indicates that Rabbi Yehuda intends to explain the previous statement of the rabbis, but the term, in what case is this statement said, indicates that he intends to disagree. But according to everyone, the term when indicates that he intends to explain the previous statement. This is difficult according to Rami Bar Chama. Gavra agavra ka ramis, mar savar pligi or mar savar lo pligi. The Gemara responds, are you setting the statement of one man against the statement of another man? One sage, Rami Bar Chama, holds that Rabbi Yehuda and the rabbis disagree even when Rabbi Yehuda employs the term, when does this halacha apply? And one sage, Rabbi Yehoshua ben Levi, and similarly Rabbi Yochanan holds that they do not disagree. V'lo pligi, ve'atanya, ben sheyesh lo umnus, shelohu, ben she'ein lo umnus elahu, harei zeh pazul. The Gemara asks, and do they not disagree? But isn't it taught in a Braita whether a dice player has an occupation other than this one, or whether he does not have an occupation other than this one, he is disqualified from bearing witness? This Braita is in accordance with the opinion of Rami Bar Chama. Hahi Rabbi Yehuda Mishum Rabbi Tarfon Hi Titania Rabbi Yehuda Omer Mishum Rabbi Tarfon Le'olam Ein Echad Mehen Nazir Lefi Shelo Nitna Nazirus Ela Le'afla. The Gemara answers that Braita is not the opinion of the rabbis in the Mishnah, but rather it is the opinion of Rabbi Yehuda in the name of Rabbi Tarfon, as it is taught in a Braita that Rabbi Yehuda says, in the name of Rabbi Tarfon, in the case where two people quarreled, and each of them declared that if the other is right, he will become a Nazirite. Actually, neither of them becomes a Nazirite, as Naziriteship is determined only by explicitness. A vow of Naziriteship does not take effect if the individual does not vow clearly and with certitude. Here too, Rabbi Tarfon maintains that one who bets on games played with dice is considered a thief, as one can acquire the money of another legally only if the latter gives it to him with certain and conclusive intent. Since one who plays dice is not certain that he will have to pay the other player, as he considers it likely that he will win, the transaction is an asmachta and is legally invalid. Malva beribis amarava loiva beribis pasul edus anan tanan malva beribus milve habo beribis. The Mishnah teaches that one who lends money with interest is disqualified from bearing witness. Rava says one who borrows money with interest is disqualified from bearing witness. The Gemara asks, but didn't we learn in the Mishnah that specifically one who lends money with interest is disqualified? The Gemara answers, the reference in the Mishnah is to a loan that comes with interest, and is teaching that all participate in the loan are disqualified. Barbinitos ashido be tresahadi Chadamar kamedidi ozef birabita Chadamar ledidi ozvan birabita pas le rava le barbinitos. I had to just read it with the to get that Aramaic feel to it. But actually, I just changed it in the end. But anyway, the Gemara recounts two witnesses testified about Barbinitos. One said that he lent money with interest in my presence, and the other one said he lent me money with interest. Rava rendered Barbinitos disqualified from bearing witness and from serving as a judge. V'ha Rava hu de Amar loy v'reus pasaledus v'hava le Rasha v'toy Amra al tashes Rasha ad The Gemara asks, isn't Rava the one who said that one who borrows money with interest is disqualified from bearing witness, and accordingly the latter witness is considered a wicked man, as by his own account he borrowed money with interest from Barbinitas. And the Torah states, do not place a wicked man as a witness. See Exodus 23:1. Consequently, the testimony of that witness cannot be accepted, and Barbinitas should not have been disqualified. Rava Litame the Amar Rava Adam Krav Etzel Atzmoi Ve'ein Adam Mesim Atzmoi Rasha. More answers, Rava conforms to his standard line of reasoning. As Rava says, a person is his own relative. A person cannot make himself wicked. Consequently, part of the testimony that relates to the witness's own status is not accepted while the part that relates to Barbinitas is accepted. Ahu tabacha tishtakach dinafka trefata mitute yadeh pas le Rab Nachman ve'ibre azal rebi mazia v'turfe savor Rav Nachman achshave. There was a certain slaughterer about whom it was discovered that a treifa, an animal with a wound that would have caused it to die within 12 months, emerged from his possession. In other words, he sold treifa meat without informing the customers of its status. Rav Nachman disqualified him from bearing witness and removing him from his position as a slaughterer. The slaughterer subsequently went and grew his fingernails and his hair out of remorse over his actions. Rav Nachman thought to deem him fit again from bearing witness, as he clearly repented. And once someone repents for his sin, his status as a valid witness is restored. Amar le Rava Dilma Iarome Komarim. Rava said to Rav Nachman, perhaps he is employing artifice, pretending to repent in order to be reinstated again as a slaughterer. Elamai tekante Kiderav Idi Bar Ovin to Amr of Idi Bar Ovin Hecheshud al Hatrefos En lo takana Ad Shielach Lakom She'en Makirin Oto V'Yachzir אבידה בדבר חשוב, או שיוציא טרפה תחת ידו בדבר חשוב משלו. Rather, what is his remedy? It is in accordance with the statement from Idi Bar Avin. As for Idi Bar Avin says, one who is suspected of selling treifot to others has no remedy to restore his fitness to bear witness until he goes to a locale where they do not recognize him and returns a lost item of substantial value that he finds, or removes his own treifa meat of significant value from his possession. These actions demonstrate that he has repented, as he is willing to lose money for a mitzvah. By contrast, if he does so in a place where he has recognized his fitness is not reinstated because, based on these actions, or as perhaps he performed them only in order to be reinstated. Mafricheyonim, my mafricheyonim, hachatargimo, I tikadme yonach loin, Leon. Yonach Leon. Rabbi Chama bar Yehoshua Omar Ara. Among the list of those who are disqualified from bearing witness, the Mishnah teaches, and those who fly pigeons. Or ask what is meant by those who fly pigeons. Here in Babylonia, the sages explained that these are people who gamble on pigeon races. One says to another, if your pigeon reaches a certain destination before my pigeon, I will give you such and such an amount of money. Rechama bar Oshaya says, is referring to an ara, one who trains his pigeons to bring him pigeons from the property of others. Man de amar I dekadme yonach leon, my tama lo amar ara. The Gemara asks, with regard to the one who says that it is referring to the one that is referring to those who say, if your pigeon reaches a certain destination for my pigeon, I will give you such and such an amount of money. What is the reason that he does not say it? Referring to an ara. Amar lach, ara mipnei darke shalom bi'alma. The Gemara answers, he could say to you that an ara is not considered a robber, as the pigeons that he has, his pigeons bring do not actually belong to those from whom he takes them. Rather, they dwell on the property of individuals, and it is prohibited to take them merely due to the ways of peace. Mand amar ara, my tamalo amar idikadme yonach leon, amar lach hainu mesachik makuvia. The Gemara asks, and with regard to the one who says that the Mishnah is referring to an ara, what is the reason that he does not say that is referring to one who says if your pigeon reaches a certain destination before my pigeon, I will give you such and such amount of money? The Gemara answers, he could say to you that this individual is the same as one who plays with dice. They both gamble on games of chance. This type of disqualification is already listed in the Mishnah. Idach, the Gemara asks, and how the other sage who maintains that expression, those who fly pigeons, is referring to those who gamble on racing their pigeons, respond to this claim. Tana tola b'dad atzmo, Tana tola b'dad yono. The Gemara answers that it is necessary for the Mishnah to teach that both types of gamblers are disqualified. The Mishnah taught that one who bets on dice, making it dependent on his own decision, as he believes that he has a method by which he will win, is disqualified. And the Mishnah taught that one who bets on pigeon races, making it dependent on the decision of his pigeon, is also disqualified. Utzricha the itana tola bedad atzmo Hatzam hu lo gamar makni damar. The Gemara explains, and both are necessary, as had the Mishnah taught this halacha. Only with regard to one who bets on dice, making it dependent on his own decision, one might reason that it is specifically there that a gambler is considered a thief. The reason for this is that he presumably does not resolve to transfer the money if he loses, as he says to himself,